In the world of bodybuilding, one name stands above the rest. Ronnie Coleman, an icon whose journey is as inspiring as it is legendary. The proud owner of 8 Sandow trophies, tying Lee Haney for the most Olympia wins, featuring in numerous bodybuilding motivational videos, this business owner, ex-police officer, and lover of grits and cornbread has become one of the most iconic bodybuilders of all time. Ronnie Coleman was both a hard worker and a fan favourite, due in no small part to his incredible strength in all major compound lifts and numerous catchphrases.
Lightweight, baby.
However, he gave everything to the sport and currently faces great physical hardship as a direct result of his injuries. This is the story of the strongest and most successful bodybuilder of all time. This is the story of Ronnie Coleman. Born in 1964 on the 13th of May in Munroe, Louisiana, Ronald Dean Coleman grew up in a modest household under the guidance of single mother Jessie Benton. Munroe is widely regarded as both the most poverty-stricken,
a recent study named Munroe the most poverty-stricken city in Louisiana,
and most violent cities in Louisiana. However, despite the challenges he faced, Ronnie discovered his passion for sports at an early age. Ronnie started lifting weights at the age of 12, as prior to this, he was often asked if he worked out. Those people were greatly surprised to hear that he did not. This demonstrates the raw genetic potential Ronnie possessed, even if he was not aware of this at the time. In high school, Ronnie excelled in football, earning a scholarship to Grambling State University. Here he would study accounting and graduated with honours in 1984. Ronnie played football as a middle linebacker with the Grambling State Tigers under the guidance of Hall of Fame coach Eddie G. Robinson.
The first time that ball is snapped, you got to knock hell out of him and let him know one thing. That boy, you gonna be in trouble this evening. You got a good man in front of you.
Perhaps by fate, it was during his college years that he first started taking resistance training seriously. Ronnie parlayed his competitive edge from football directly into his workouts, resulting in an insatiable desire to push his limits. Ronnie had now embarked on a journey that would change both his life and bodybuilding forever. In 1984, Ronnie graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting.
Whatever I'm doing, like when I was in college, I can always remember in my room studying real hard. There was some times that I'd get so involved with studying that I didn't even sleep. I mean, I spent the whole night studying because I was trying to get better and be better.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it worked out pretty good. You know,
Hell yeah.
I graduated at the top of my class with a high GPA. I graduated cum laude.
Hell
Not
yeah.
like a lot of my friends, thank you, Laude.
Yeah.
After his graduation, he was unable to gain employment as an accountant, gaining employment with Domino's Pizza instead.
I graduated at the top of my class. I graduated with honors and thought I was going to get out of college and make all this money. Didn't work out that way. I could have been, real sad and real down about it and gave up those 2 years that I struggled.
Ronnie was so poor at this time that he could barely afford to eat outside of work. Accordingly, he relied upon eating a complimentary staff pizza during his shifts.
And also, for the most part, I couldn't even afford to buy food. I talk about it in the book too.
I also pull back those days that I ate Domino's for dinner every single day. So, I worked there for almost about 2 years. And the whole time I was there, I was trying to get a job in accounting. I went on all these interviews every single week, seemed like, and nobody never hired.
This discomfort would be short-lived, however, as Ronnie would soon thereafter be recruited into the police academy.
And a friend of mine said, man, they hiring at the police department over there. I'm like, yeah, I do see the police department is hiring every time I get to classified. So, hey, they don't really need experience or nothing. So I applied and got hired on.
In 1989, Ronnie completed the academy and was sent to work at the Arlington station in Texas.
I enjoy it a lot. It's never a day that I don't look forward to going to work.
Upon his arrival, his colleague and fellow officer, Gustavo Olotta, suggested that he train at the Metroflex gym.
Now, I think I joined the police force in 1989. A friend of mine saw me one day after I finished my training and took me to this gym.
Ronnie's natural talent would soon be recognized by the owner of Metroflex, a man he would later refer to as Angel, Brian Dobson.
Because I was working at the station at the time, and the guy who owned the gym, Brian Dobson, said, told me I could be world champion if I competed. I told him no. I just joined the police department. I don't want to take any steroids, and I love hamburgers. I love pizza.
God bless you.
Dobson, an amateur bodybuilder in his own right, would heavily encourage Ronnie to compete. This suggestion was met with great disdain from Ronnie. However, this attitude changed when Brian offered him a free membership if he chose to compete.
But he told me that he'd give me a free membership to the gym if I competed.
Yeah.
So you know how we are about free.
Oh yeah, free. You're a cop, donuts, free.
Yeah, free. I said okay, and
Under Brian's guidance, Ronnie would participate in his first bodybuilding contest in April 1990 at the Mr. Texas competition. He won both the heavyweight and overall and rapidly built a name for himself as a result. This effort was paralleled in the following year in the 1991 IFBB Amateur Championships, in which he placed first in the heavyweight division. These results were due in no small part to his incredible size, symmetry, unmatched work ethic, and of course, his natural talent. These placings enabled Coleman to participate in the Mr. Olympia competition the following year, and although he did not place, this emphasizes his rapid rise to the peak of bodybuilding competition. In 1995, Coleman won his first competition as a professional. This may have been possible as he decided to jump on gear this year, this show being the Canada Pro Cup, and he would retain the same title the following year. Coleman would also finish first in the 1997 IFBB Grand Prix in Russia, 1998 IFBB Grand Prix in Finland, 1998 Grand Prix in Germany, 1998 Night of Champions, and finally, the 1998 Toronto Pro. Wait, is it Toronto that you're not supposed to pronounce the second T? Toronto? I don't know. However, these only indicate his first place finishes. Ronnie would compete in 41 pro shows from the Chicago Pro in 1992 and the 1998 Toronto Pro, with 6 third place finishes and 3 second place finishes. It's also worth noting that, in a different universe, we may not have the 8-time Sandow winning Ronnie Coleman we have today. Ronnie has previously stated that he almost quit bodybuilding after his loss to Lee Priest at the 1997 Ironman Pro. In this competition, Ronnie placed third to Priest's second, which Coleman later described as his most painful loss.
My most painful was losing to Lee Priest.
At which one? The Pro? The Iron Pro?
97 Ironman Pro.
You got third, he got second, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the most painful.
Yeah, because I had quit after that. Well, the next show I quit.
The only thing that stopped him from quitting was the free gym membership I mentioned earlier.
Until quickly reminded myself I got a free membership to the gym because of this thing. I don't want to lose it.
That's simple, man. You're simple, going back to your basic principles.
Yeah.
What bothered you about losing to Lee, out of everybody?
He was a little guy. I was a big guy.
Losing to a 5'4" guy was kind of
depressing.
Although he did later state that him almost quitting was more out of frustration than anything else.
So if that's the most painful with you and Lee, I think you lost 5 times that year to him, or the year before, to Priest. It was like 5 different events that had happened to.
So I was 5 times depressed.
5 times depressed. So was it a real legitimate chance of you quitting or no? Was it legitimate, like?
No, it was
just frustrated.
Yeah, frustration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I quit for like a minute.
Okay, got it.
In the 1997 Mr. Olympia, Ronnie placed 9th in a disappointing showing. but this would not be indicative of his future performance. Enjoying the video so far? Maybe consider subscribing. Click here. No? Okay, I'll try again later. After gaining some momentum in the years prior, Ronnie's dominance in the sport became unparalleled. Unbeknownst to his competitors, he had now constructed a bulletproof physique which was almost impossible for them to compete with. This dominance would start to be felt by Ronnie's adversaries at the end of 1998 and for many years to follow.
People were wondering why I stayed down so long. Well, my legs were gone. See, I'm trying to get up now. My legs hadn't come up. This is right.
Police officer from Arlington, Texas. That's the place in between Fort Worth and Dallas. Ronnie Coleman is the 10th Mr. Olympia.
Now, before I even start, I know a lot of people's knickers got all twisted by me stating that Franco Columbu was the strongest bodybuilder ever. Well, let me just go right ahead and apologize.
To absolutely nobody!
No, but seriously, thanks for sharing your opinions in the comment section of that video. It was awesome to see. Tell you what, let's settle this right now. Comment below whether you got my boy Franco or Ronnie C. Alright, let's get back to it. I'm sure most of you out there will already know that Coleman briefly dipped his toes into the world of powerlifting early in his career. Some of you may also know that he won a handful of deadlift-only meets in Texas in the early 90s. And he famously continued to utilize heavy compound lifts in his training as a professional bodybuilder. As a powerlifter, however, Coleman competed at the annual Texas Deadlift Classic from 1991 to 1994. And according to Open Powerlifting, his heaviest official pull was 330 kilograms or 727.5 pounds at 29 years old. During this time, very few bodybuilders would lift heavy in fear of injury, having the mantra, stimulate, don't obliterate the muscles.
One of the statements that I adhere to is training to stimulate, not annihilate.
Of course, there were some outliers such as Dorian Yates and later Johnny Jackson and Branch Warren, but no one did it better than Ronnie Coleman. In the 2000 bodybuilding documentary titled The Unbelievable, Coleman was seen deadlifting 800 pounds for 2 reps, albeit with straps and gloves. Not to mention that this was just weeks prior to the Mr. Olympia competition. In The Cost of Redemption, released in 2003, he was shown bench pressing 495 pounds for 5 reps. As well as squatting 800 pounds for a double in a squat suit and knee wraps. And straight after, he waltzed over to the leg press and proceeded to make 2,300 pounds his bitch.
But I went to the leg press and did 2,300 pounds on the leg press for 8 reps.
How much?
2,300. 2,300.
These feats of strength made Coleman an icon in bodybuilding, as well as bodybuilding motivation. His catchphrases such as,
Lightweight! Yeah, buddy!
you know what, sorry about that, I'll just play some.
Lightweight! Lightweight, baby! Yeah, baby! You fucking go! Lightweight! Stop! Stop! Stop, baby! Stop!
Pair these with some mind-blowing feats of strength, and this makes for some motivating content. Many people watch these clips in anticipation of going to the gym themselves, as this got them in the right mind state. These somewhat viral videos were mostly clipped from the wide range of bodybuilding documentaries which chronicled Ronnie's outstanding career. These included the first training video released in 1998, The Unbelievable released in 2000, The Cost of Redemption released in 2003, Relentless released in 2006, Invincible released in 2008, The Last Training Video released in 2009, and The King released in 2018. In the world of bodybuilding, there is no stage bigger than the Mr. Olympia competition. In the lead up to the O in 1998, Ronnie Coleman was hoping to utilize the momentum he had built. However, it wasn't going to be easy, as some of the greatest bodybuilders of all time converged on the stage to battle for the prestigious title. This year's Olympia featured legends like Kevin Levrone, Sean Ray, and Nasser El Somebody. These titans had pushed their body to the limit throughout the year and were now showcasing unparalleled muscle mass, symmetry, and conditioning. Flex Wheeler, known for his aesthetic physique and fluid posing, was determined to capture his first Olympia crown. Kevin Levrone, with his incredible muscle bellies and stage presence, was a crowd favourite and a fierce competitor. Sean Ray, the experienced veteran, brought his trademark conditioning and proportions. And Nasser El Somebody, known for his muscle size, was a dark horse in the competition. As the competition unfolded, it became clear that this was one of the most competitive Olympia lineups in history. But in the end, there could only be one winner, and that winner was Ronnie Coleman, who stunned the bodybuilding world with his incredible size, symmetry, and conditioning.
The new Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman.
Even though this was Ronnie's first Olympia win, it would not be his last.
You think this is an individual sport? It's not. This is a team sport. God, Vicky, Chad, my mom, especially you all.
In 1999, the Mr. Olympia stage was set for one of the most intense battles in the history of the sport. The lineup of legendary bodybuilders featured Chris Cormier, Kevin Levrone, Sean Ray, and Nasser El Somebody. These athletes were now at the peak of their careers, each bringing a unique blend of size, shape, and conditioning. The competition also featured fan favourites such as Paul Dillette and Lee Priest, who were impressive in their own right. Wheeler was also bitter about his aforementioned second place finish the year prior. Even though Wheeler and Cormier pushed Ronnie, they simply pushed him to greater heights. Ronnie was determined to defend his title and cement his place as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, and he would do exactly that. As he would achieve a perfect score as the judges placed him in first in every round. The judges would also unanimously place Flex Wheeler in second and Chris Cormier in third. Ronnie stated that he weighed 255 pounds for this contest, a number I'd like you to remember when I discuss the 2004 Mr. Olympia. This year's Olympia would also be rife with controversy, as Flex would both turn his back on the crowd and remove his second place medal after his hand was raised. Excitement was building in the year 2000, as history was likely to be set on the Olympia stage. Some of the greatest bodybuilders of all time came together for an epic showdown, most of which were returning contenders from the year prior. Of course, with Mr. Olympia competitions, the reigning champion is heavily favoured. Yet these men from the year prior were hungry to win the title themselves. Levrone and Wheeler were once again bested by Ronnie, who would take home his third Olympia title. Levrone and Wheeler would place second and third respectively, with Sean Ray placing fourth. In December of 2000, Ronnie would also feature on Jay Leno's Tonight Show, months after receiving his third Sandow Trophy.
And I thought you'd like to meet him. Please welcome from Dallas, Texas, Ronnie Coleman!
Training.
Well, good luck to you. I know you're going to compete again. You're going to go for 4?
I won for 4. Matter of fact, we're trying to get you to be our next host at the Mr. Olympia.
Well, I could do it.
Matter of fact, I got a contract over there in my...
Oh, yeah.
In my pen, they wanted me to get you to sign.
You know
today.
something? The way you look right now, I'd sign anything.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie, thank you, man.
Ronnie Coleman, be
right back with the line.
After receiving the 2001 Admiral in the Texas Navy Certificate Award from Texas Governor Rick Perry for outstanding achievements in bodybuilding and for the promotion of physical fitness, Ronnie would continue his positive trend at this year's Mr. Olympia competition. Widely regarded as one of the fiercest Mr. Olympia competitions to date, The 2001 Mr. Olympia competition featured some of the most renowned bodybuilders of that era. The finals were heating up as Jay Cutler was beating Ronnie Coleman by 6 points after the first 2 rounds. Regardless, with notable muscularity, symmetry, and conditioning, Ronnie was able to pull ahead in the dying minutes and claim his 4th consecutive Mr. Olympia title by a margin of only 4 points.
Jay Cutler!
Cutler would of course claim 2nd, with Levrone in 3rd and Ray once again placing 4th. The crowd were not happy with Jay placing 2nd, as could be noted by their boos following the decision.
The 2nd place finisher in the 2001 Olympia, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler, 2nd place.
2002's Mr. Olympia competition featured intense rivalry between the reigning champion Ronnie Coleman and formidable competitors Kevin Levrone, Chris Cormier, and Dexter Jackson. And each of these athletes brought their own unique strengths to the stage. However, once again, it was Coleman's unparalleled size, conditioning, and dominance that ultimately set him apart. Despite Levrone's impressive physique and strong showing, Coleman managed to defend his title, securing his 5th consecutive Mr. Olympia win. Gunther Schlierkamp also appeared in this year's Mr. Olympia contest after receiving a special invitation to do so by Joe Weider. Similar to the year prior, the crowd would boo the house down when Gunther was announced to be the 5th place finisher.
Gunther Schlierkamp.
Oh no. Here we go. Here we go.
Where's your limo? I'll go with you.
Oh boy. I'm glad we're up high. I tell you.
Just a rain of boos.
It was clear that he was a fan favourite, due in no small part to his mature muscularity and deep muscular cuts.
God, look at the professionalism of the guy.
What a guy, right?
The guy's such a professional.
Top 5.
Standing ovation. Look at the audience.
Look at that. Unbelievable. Every person here on their feet for Gunther Schlierkamp.
He might as well have won this show tonight.
He just did.
Yep, he did.
In his mind,
really
he just did.
Incredible.
The talk of the sport right now.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I have not seen love from a crowd like this in years.
Listen to him.
He should run for office after this.
Gunther would push Ronnie to new heights after this competition, in addition to beating Ronnie in the GNC Show of Strength competition. Gunther would also become the only bodybuilder to have beaten Ronnie during his Olympia reign. The 2003 Mr. Olympia featured fierce competition from top contenders such as Kevin Levrone, Dexter Jackson, and Jay Cutler, who challenged Ronnie's dominance the year prior. Despite facing strong challenges from these competitors, Coleman showcased his exceptional size, symmetry, and conditioning, ultimately securing his 6th consecutive Mr. Olympia title.
And presented to the 2nd place finisher in the 2003 Olympia, Jay Cutler.
Ronnie's victory solidified his status as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, tying him with Dorian Yates for the 3rd most Olympia wins in history, trumped only by Lee Haney and the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger. However, it was also apparent that a contender was nipping at his heels, as Jay Cutler demonstrated his palpable talent for the sport of bodybuilding. At the 2004 Mr. Olympia competition, Ronnie Coleman aimed to extend his streak of consecutive Olympia wins to match Arnold's efforts and claim his 7th title. Facing strong contenders such as Jay Cutler, Gustavo Bedell, and Dexter Jackson, Coleman also showcased his trademark combination of mass, symmetry, and conditioning. Despite facing one of the toughest lineups in Olympia history thus far, Coleman delivered a phenomenal performance, securing his 7th consecutive Olympia title and further cementing his legacy as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. The 2004 Mr. Olympia also cemented Jay Cutler as a serious threat to Coleman's dominance, with Cutler once again finishing in second place. Cutler's impressive showing foreshadowed his future success as he would go on to become a dominant champion in his own right. And it's time for some trivia. Does anyone remember the weight I told you from Ronnie's weigh-in at the 1999 Mr. Olympia? Yep, that's right, 255 pounds. Well, in this contest, Ronnie weighed in at 295 pounds. 40 pounds of lean tissue gained since 1999. The 2005 Mr. Olympia competition saw our reigning champion Ronnie Coleman once again facing off against top contenders such as Jay Cutler, Gustavo Bedell, and Gunther Schleerkamp. Jay Cutler, who had narrowly missed the top spot the previous year, was hungrier than ever and could not wait to challenge Ronnie's dominance. And Ronnie Coleman, aiming to tie Lee Haney for the most amount of Olympia wins ever, was looking to secure his 8th consecutive Mr. Olympia title. He once again displayed his trademark combination of size, symmetry, and conditioning. Despite facing stiff competition from Jay Cutler, who had consistently been a runner-up in previous years, Coleman delivered a stellar performance and secured victory once again. As for Jay Cutler, his second place finish highlighted his continued excellence and status as one of the sport's top athletes. Gustavo Bedell and Gunther Schleerkamp also delivered impressive performances, rounding out the top placements in the competition. The 2005 Mr. Olympia competition was a testament to the dedication and hard work of Ronnie Coleman, and solidified his legacy as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time.
The 2005 Mr. Olympia, Ronnie Coleman! The next name you hear will be the winner of the 2006 Mr. Olympia. You can bring the Olympia gold medal, the Sandow statue, and a check for $155,000 to the 2006 Mr. Olympia.
The 2006 Mr. Olympia competition saw reigning champion Ronnie Coleman facing off against top contender Jay Cutler, as well as Dexter Jackson and Victor Martinez. Ronnie Coleman, aiming for an unprecedented 9th consecutive Mr. Olympia title, displayed his trademark combination of size, symmetry, and conditioning. However, Jay Cutler, who had been a consistent runner-up in previous years, delivered a stunning performance and managed to dethrone Ronnie Coleman, securing his first Mr. Olympia title.
2006 Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler!
Jay's victory marked a significant moment in bodybuilding history, ending Ronnie Coleman's reign as the dominant force in the sport. Victor Martinez and Dexter Jackson also delivered impressive performances, rounding out the top placements in the competition in 3rd and 4th place respectively. Again, last year's champion had lost his title, one that he would never regain. And Jay Cutler's victory signaled a new era in the sport. Jay would go on to win another 3 Olympia titles, with his reign being temporarily interrupted by a peeled Dexter Jackson in 2008.
And the title of 2008 Mr. Olympia, you can take it to Dexter Jackson!
The 2007 Mr. Olympia competition saw reigning champion Jay Cutler facing off against top contenders such as Victor Martinez, Dexter Jackson, and of course, the dethroned Ronnie Coleman. Despite facing stiff competition, Jay Cutler delivered a glittering performance and managed to secure his 2nd consecutive Mr. Olympia title, displaying a striking combination of size, symmetry, and conditioning. Victor Martinez, Dexter Jackson, and Ronnie Coleman also delivered impressive performances, placing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th respectively. And to the great shock of the audience, Coleman would announce his retirement on the stage during the award ceremony.
This is the best contest of my life. Regardless of my placing, I'm one of the happiest men in the world. all. Well, all I can say is it doesn't get any better than this. Thank each and every one for coming out. Thank each and every fan out there for supporting bodybuilding and supporting me. I love y'all all. Y'all made me have the best life that a guy could ever have, and I could have never done it without y'all. Yeah, buddy. So thank y'all for coming out. Please, please come out again next year, because it's just, even though I'm not going to be on stage, I want to be here, and I hope to see all y'all and be right there with y'all, cheering these guys on. These are some of the greatest guys in the world. It was my pleasure and my honor to be here all these years. I never thought I'd do it. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you.
That's Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, one of the greatest of all time,
Ronnie Coleman.
Despite this, he did not lose his competitive edge, as he simply lane switched into business. In 2011, he launched Ronnie Coleman's Signature Series, a company that provides sports nutrition and wellness products for bodybuilders and other athletes. I remember when this company first launched. I recall that it took off amidst a buzz of excitement. All my mates couldn't wait to get some of that Ron juice, and I ain't talking Jersey Shore.
Relax.
You're so
Think it's ready.
annoying.
On his website, Ronnie states, "I've taken supplements throughout my whole career, and when I retired, I really wanted to come out with a brand of supplements that consumers could trust. That's why I put my name and reputation on the line, as well as on the bottle." However, the aforementioned crazy weightlifting feats had finally caught up to him, as these started to take a toll on his body. Ronnie would suffer from crippling injuries, which still affect him to this day. In a video call with Muscular Development, Ronnie stated,
How's your progress toward walking coming along, Ronnie?
Still hanging in there. I hadn't progressed to where I want to be, of course. But I'm still going to therapy and stuff, twice a week. And getting better every day.
Ronnie underwent numerous surgeries, with his first being conducted in 2007. These surgeries include 2 hip replacements and various attempts at alleviating chronic pain from damaged intervertebral discs, most likely directly caused by such feats as the famous 800-pound deadlift, 800-pound squat, and 495-pound bench press. Straight Talking Fitness revealed that Ronnie has undergone the following surgeries. December 2007, laminectomy of L4 and L5 discs. July 2011, disc decompression of L3 and L4 discs. December 2011, fusion of neck, C4, C5 and C6. July 2014, left hip replacement requiring 2 screws. August 2014, right hip replacement requiring 4 screws. July 2015, fusion of L3 and L4 discs. And February 2016, 11-hour back surgery. Ronnie revealed that he had spent $2 million on the last 3 surgeries alone. Ronnie also revealed that he had undergone 3 more surgeries, which left him in the state he remains today, in this interview with Joe Rogan in 2020.
You've also, since then, you've had a bunch of surgeries. And
13 so far.
Honestly, I find it heartbreaking seeing Ronnie move around in the state he is now. However, his only regret might not be what you'd expect.
I had a lot of fun lifting all that heavyweight. People ask me if I had any regrets. Yeah, I have some regrets. I didn't go heavy enough.
Really?
There was one time I was squatting at 800, I thought it was gonna be heavy, because I deadlifted that already.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went down for the first rep, I'm like, is this 800? And I came back up, I'm like, let me do another one. It's still easy. But I had in my mind 2, because I had already done 2 on the deadlift. And I put it up, and I'm like, oh man, I could have did at least 3 or 4 more.
That bothers you to this day?
That bothers me to this day. To this day.
Do you have any regrets, training-wise or bodybuilding-wise?
Oh, no. When you're doing something that's your hobby, something that you really and truly enjoy doing, you don't have no regrets.
Yeah.
The only regret I had is when I was doing that 800-pound squat. I didn't do 6 reps because I knew I had 6 in me. But I didn't know that until I put it up, because that was my first time ever trying it.
Yeah.
If I'd have done it, before that day, I'd have got 6 series of reps on camera, and
Yeah.
I would have been fully satisfied. But because I didn't do it, that's the only regret I ever have in the sport. That's the only regret, because I knew, and as soon as I put it up, I said, man, that was light. It was light for real,
Yeah.
Ronnie's training was legendary, often pushing his body through grueling workouts that would leave others in awe. Despite facing numerous injuries throughout his career, including multiple surgeries on his back, Ronnie never lost his passion for bodybuilding. After retiring from competition, he continued to inspire millions, educating his audience and helping other creators grow and prosper on YouTube's platform.
Where's the smelling salt?
Ronnie Coleman's legacy will be etched in the annals of bodybuilding history forever. A true champion, inspiration, and an absolute legend to us all. Just like Ben Margera was a legend in the world of skateboarding. Why not check out this 50-minute doco on him next?